Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Thursday. We are live at Sandbar Sports Grill in Cocoa Beach, Florida, where there are a lot of New Jersey Devils fans. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Vinny Parisi in Chicago. Vinny, what's the temperature in Chicago? Because right now I'm in shorts and T-shirt. It's 74 degrees here.
Yeah, that must be really nice there, Sam. I envy you wearing your short sleeve shirt. It's currently snowing and 32 degrees up here, so I hope you're enjoying yourself. And I know once you get back to New Jersey, you got a rude awakening for you over there as well, so enjoy your time.
Yeah, on my ride home, I heard through the grapevine that I'm going to be running into a massive storm. But look at this place. I mean, there's a lot of people. Let's go to the back bar. The back bar over there. You got Devils fans in the back bar. This place is huge. And there's a beach, obviously there's a beach behind the place, so you can walk there, have a good time. I'm thinking about doing a Woo report there one day because I could just, pick up my gear and go there. But we got a lot of Devils fans coming in, a lot of hockey fans here at Cocoa Beach, Florida. Met a Canadiens fan, met a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. But they're all hockey fans, and they're all, I guess, Andrew's buddy. Andrew is the owner of Sandbar Sports Grill. I went to his house today. I mean, you talk about a welcome party. I get here, the sign says, "Welcome, Sam Wu, Let's Go Devils podcast." There was an airplane out on the beach that did the same thing, and while I'm playing his backyard rink. I mean, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. That's true Southern hockey. That's what I like to hear. Playing on the beach with your hockey sticks, doing a Woo report from the beach sounds awesome. I mean, I love it. Grow the game. Get as many people down there enjoying the great game of hockey as you can. And, yeah, I love seeing all the Devils fans down there, too. It seems like that's mostly what the place is consisting of right now. So hopefully it keeps going, and the Devils are able to get these Devils fans down in Florida a big win tonight.
Yeah, and people on Facebook Live saying more reason to stay longer, Sam. But enough about me. The New Jersey Devils are taking on the Florida Panthers tonight down in Sunrise. Devils taking advantage of their, off day with the game against the Ottawa Senators postponed due to COVID. But Lindy Ruff practiced them hard. Plus, Fabian Zetterlund is now called up from the 11-0-0 Utica Comets. Is he in the starting lineup tonight? I know Amanda Stein is not working today, so I don't know if you have the lineup or the lines tonight.
Yeah, so per Let's Go Devils podcast, Game Day Live, usual, we don't start the show with the starting lineup, but what we do have is practice lines from yesterday. And, of course, Zetterlund and Gertson were switching back and forth on the left wing with McLeod and VC on the fourth line. So if he makes it into the starting lineup today, that's where I project he will play. I actually, Sam, to be honest with you, I believe he is going to play today. Because when I think of him playing over Gertson, I think of an opponent probably being more of a smooth skating, fast kind of team, and that's exactly what the Florida Panthers are. So to me, I would be stunned if he's not playing tonight, to be honest. They called him up for a reason. Utica is on a serious run, making AHL history. So they're not just going to pull him away from that if they're not going to use him, would be my thought on it. So hopefully he gets into the lineup tonight.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, that's sending a message to Yegor Sharangovich. You better play better. You got to put points on the score sheet. Tice Thompson out with an injury. They bring up Fabian up from the Utica Devils, which, by the way, 11-0-0, which ties a 37-year-old AHL record. On Friday, they have a shot of going 12-0-0 and actually holding the record. That Utica team, do you think it's Kevin Dineen scouting or a little bit of both, why they're having so much success up north?
Honestly, I think it's a little bit of both. Kevin Dineen has been around. I mean, he helped coach the Olympic women's team to a gold medal a couple years ago. It's longer than a couple years ago now, but that was very significant in hockey. And he coached the Florida Panthers, who the Devils beat in the Eastern Conference first round back in 2012 when they went all the way to the Stanley Cup final. He was on Joel Quenneville's staff in Chicago. He was wrongly fired by Stan Bowman in 2018. And so he's been around good hockey people. So I certainly think he has a lot to do with it. But let's be honest, too, Sam. There are good players on the Utica Comets. The Devils have been on the down since that run to the 2012 Stanley Cup final. They had to rebuild the organization basically from scratch, and they've done
Yep.
it. There are good players down there, and there are good players at the NHL level. We're to the point where when a guy like Tice Thompson gets injured, you can call up someone like Fabian Zetterlund, who has 9 points in 10 games down there in the AHL. So things are in good shape right now. I think the Utica Devils being good this year is equally, if not more important than the New Jersey Devils being good this year.
Well, I'm looking on the Facebook Live. I think Brandon Milner asks, can you please talk about how Gertson should just not be in the lineup, call it a mistake, and move on? I don't think it's a mistake. You need beef. You need tough guys. There's still a role for the tough guys on the fourth line or whatever line to protect your star players. You just don't get pushed around. All the teams, look at the Tampa Bay Lightning. During the playoffs last season and the season before, anytime there's any shenanigans going on with the star players, boom, the toughness comes out, takes care of business, neutralizes the problem. They move on. They let their talent and their will win the game at that point. The previous 3 seasons, especially, the Devils didn't have any beef. They didn't have any big guys other than, Miles Wood and Nathan Bastian. They were overwhelmed at times. Jesper Bratt was put in to take care of business. Now, I think the Devils with Dougie Hamilton, Ryan Graves, you see the trend. And just to answer Brandon's question, I think he's still relevant, and I think it's good to have him in the lineup, especially when he can play defense and forward if need be, in case a defenseman gets out with a penalty or an injury in the game. That's very important.
I definitely think there's a place for him on the roster. I think a lot of people are kind of referring to, there was a tweet going around after their most recent game against the New York Rangers. I think the Devils are like 1-3-1 with him in the lineup and like 6-2-1 with him not in the lineup. But I don't think that has anything to do with Gertson. I mean, come on, one fourth line player isn't going to be the reason you win or lose games. What I think that's reflective of is the fact that they put him in the lineup against tough, good teams. And those are the teams that probably will end up getting the better of the Devils for most of this season. With that, if they're playing a team like the Florida Panthers, who probably aren't going to try and rough anyone up as much as a team like maybe the New York Rangers with Revo in the lineup, or the Boston Bruins, who are known for throwing the weight around a little bit, then you might want a guy like that in the lineup. But it kind of depends on lineup construction for me and forward lines. And like you said, the fact that he could play both positions is helpful.
Yeah, helpful depth, gives you a variety of options. Again, I don't want to hear any of that talk that he sucks. He doesn't. He plays a role, and he does a very good job. Every time I see him on the ice, he's mixing it up. He's defending, some of the players. And you don't want your star players doing the dirty work. Certain roles are for certain players. That's his role, and I appreciate that. And also, somebody in his family watches this podcast as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're fans of the Gertson family. I wish everybody who puts on that New Jersey Devils sweater success. There are some people who will just not back down on hating certain players on the team or whatever, but I root for everyone. We're all on this airplane of New Jersey Devils success together, and they're all piloting it in a different way, and I root for everyone.
Yeah. All right, so let's get back to the game. Florida Panthers had a hot start to the season. Coach resigns. They won a couple games afterwards, and then the Rangers beat them, and then the Devils beat them in convincing fashion. It looks like they're off their high right now, looking to get back that magic. Do you think the Devils can pull one out today?
Well, there are a couple things to play for. You mentioned their two regulation losses are to the Devils and Rangers, which is very interesting to me. Other than that, they've either won the game, or played in overtime or shootout and lost. So they don't really lose in regulation too often. The Devils know a formula to do it. They're going to be missing Alexander Barkov tonight. He's week to week after taking a knee, and that is huge. You don't ever want to see players like that go down, even when they're playing against your team and it gives your team a better chance to win. I personally think it's wrong to root for something like that or be happy about it. I'm
Yeah,
disgusted that
yeah,
Barkov is missing this game. It's not good for
yeah.
the game. It's not good for the Devils to play against the Panthers without Barkov. Then you get a false sense of something that might not be there. Yes, they beat them already, so the Devils know they could beat the Panthers with Barkov, which to me is more significant than playing against them without him and winning. So it'll be interesting to see how the Panthers play without him going forward. There's still Huberdeau. There's still Ekblad. There are great players over there in Florida, and I'm not I'm not counting them out in the least bit. This Florida trip to me is probably the hardest trip a team in the NHL can make right now, playing against the Panthers and Lightning when they take that trip down.
Yeah, and also Brandon writes, tough guys are so important. That's what makes hockey what it is. I just don't think he's the right guy. Love the show, though, guys. Hey, we like you, Brandon. You don't have to, agree with me all the time. That's why we love this podcast. We talk to you on social media, our extension. It feels like you're at Cocoa Beach with us. And actually, Andrew, the owner, reminded me how we met. One time during the podcast, he and I went bantering back and forth, and I forgot about that. And I called him out. And now we're friends. See, you see how that happens, Vinny?
That's awesome. I can't tell you how many people that I talk to somewhat regularly now were originally put in front of me because they disagreed with me or thought something I said was stupid. And the best thing to me is like talking it out, seeing what's going on, get different people's perspectives. To me, the best perspective a human being could get is taking in everybody else's and then forming your own opinion out of it. So credit to you, Brandon. Credit to
Absolutely.
Andrew, the owner of Sandbar. We love everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. And, this is what it's all about. This is why the podcast is traveling now, going to city, because Saturday, we should let it out now. Saturday, we will be at Amalie Arena in Thunder Alley for Game Day Live before the game. You, myself, Nick Villano will be on hand with three-time Stanley Cup champion Ken Danko outside of the arena on Saturday before the Devils take on the Tampa Bay Lightning, which we just confirmed that today.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Ken Danko is one of the greatest players to ever play for the New Jersey Devils. I've had the pleasure of meeting him in person once at the United Center. There's a 0% chance he remembers me, but I'm still very excited to get to talk to him. Any Devils great is someone so important to me. You see the number 3 hanging every time you go in there, and he is Mr. Devil. He is what we all aspire to be. Like, I don't know. He just loves this team so much, and I cannot wait to get some insight from him as we lead into that game against the Lightning.
Yeah. Vinny, we have Rangers Suck T-shirts for sale. Let's Go Devils T-shirts for sale. Believe T-shirts for sale. Since we've been here, Vinny, I think they treat us better here than they do in New Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, people in Florida, they love when the Northerners come down and visit them. Most of them are related to us Northerners somewhere down the line anyway. What do they call them? Snowbirds. It's snowing up here, and we go down there and take in the warm weather. So it's nice to see that you're down there and everyone's being nice to you.
I may have to stick around a little bit longer. I don't know.
Yeah, that can't be too tough of a
The
decision.
games. I already thought about this a long time ago. Living in Florida and commuting to the games. Live near Orlando, go from Orlando to Newark Airport, hightail it over to the arena, do the podcast, go to the game, do post game, go back to the airport, which is 15 minutes away, and then go back to Orlando and call it a day. I'm thinking about it now.
You know, Sam, that sounds like the life. You're not getting any of that snow anymore. You're not dealing with the bitter cold temperatures. People are probably a little nicer year round. So I don't think it's a bad idea at all.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of Devils fans here. Can we get a let's
Can we
go
get some
Devils?
cheers? Let's go Devils from the fans. Let's go.
Yeah.
My arm isn't lining up with them because of the sound barrier, but I love hearing the Devils fans.
All right, so we still have about 12 minutes, Vinny. So let's go to the game. So any injury reports you got in front of you?
Yeah, well, Tice Thompson, he's missing time. Obviously, Jack Hughes got a couple more weeks before he's coming back. One thing I wanted to note was a couple milestones going on in this game. So Michael McLeod is going to be skating in his 100th career NHL game today, which I think it kind of went by quickly. It seemed like it took him 1,000 years to score his first goal. And, he's carved out a nice little role for himself. A lot of people were calling him, I don't like using the B word to talk about prospects, but people were saying it. And, he carved out a nice role for himself. If he could start scoring just a little bit more again like he was last year, I think he's a perfect fourth-line center. Now, there's also Damon Severson skating in his 500th career NHL game. And I'll tell you, a lot of people rip on Severson. There are times where he's in his own end and he looks lost. But when he's in the offensive zone, all those assists that he has in his NHL career so far, those don't grow on trees. He helps you score. He helps you break out passes. You got to deal with the one or two boneheaded plays a month that he makes to deal with all the great that comes from him offensively. So congrats to both of those guys. We're looking forward to seeing them skate in their milestone games.
With Severson, he kind of reminds me of Vladimir Malakoff in a way. Do you remember that guy years ago?
Yeah.
When Lou
absolutely
traded for him? I'm talking about the first tour duty. It was like, okay, you get a puck-moving defenseman, mobile, to shore up the blue line. But at times he was a liability. I never forgave him Game 5, 2000 Stanley Cup Finals when he let Mike Modano go, and Modano scored that triple overtime goal to force a Game 6 back to Dallas. And I wanted the Devils to win at home, at the Meadowlands. That's what Severson reminds me of, just the X factor. High risk, high reward. And you just hope that he's on his A game that game.
Yeah, I actually think that's a really good comparison. Like, there are people like Erik Karlsson who they play a similar game but are just much better offensively. Like, Erik Karlsson has made a couple boneheaded plays in his career that lead to goals against and stuff like that. But I think the points are, like, significantly better than someone like Damon Severson and, stuff like that. I think Damon Severson is kind of what we wanted Will Butcher to be. Will Butcher came into the league and he was this offensive, like, guru running a power play right out of college, but he just, the defense wasn't very good. Then the offense started to dry up a little bit, and it's like, okay, well, we can't have this guy in the lineup because if you're not giving us that high-octane offensive production, then we can't deal with your defensive lapses that you provide. So at least Damon Severson is living up to the offensive role that he's carved out for himself. So you put him with someone like, whether it be Subban or Smith, or even if you put him with someone like Gertson, or not Gertson, Graves, there's multiple different ways to make up for his defensive lapses in order to get more offense out of him. So credit to Damon Severson. 500 is a big number.
Big number. YouTube Live, Stephen Murdoch says Mercer, Andreas, Jesper, the Magic line. I like the No Mercy line as well. But I just got an idea off of Stephen Murdoch. How about you switch it out Jam instead of Madge?
Yeah, I like that. The Jam line. There you go.
The Jam line? I don't know. Always thinking.
There are plenty of ways to go. I kind of like.
line,
Oh, yeah, or like when Pittsburgh had Hagelin, Kessel, and Bonino. They call it the HBK line, and, the wrestler got involved in all that. I like the no mercy line, or if he scores a pretty goal, you could go have mercy, like Jesse from Full House.
Yeah. I hadn't seen that show in a long time.
I may or may not be an avid watcher of it.
It's starting to get a little rowdy here, but
I was going to say,
I'm a Red Wings fan.
Oh, we got Red Wings fans. Okay,
Walking in.
they're coming. That
So.
team's coming.
Yeah, all sorts of fans. I saw a Pittsburgh Penguins fan earlier today. Everyone's been very friendly. Canadiens fan, Chicago Blackhawks fan. He just moved down here. That fan.
Yeah, I mean,
it's too cold, Vinny.
I was gonna say I don't blame anybody who comes down there from Chicago. It is cold and it's snowing, and we're barely halfway through November. So there's a lot of crap coming our way here with the weather, and it's cool to see all these different jerseys, though. I love watching people be fans of hockey. It's not the most popular sport in the world, and if we could do our part to help grow it, let's do it. Go Red Wings, go Hawks, go whoever you like.
Absolutely. Daniel writes, are special teams, are they getting better? I'm impressed with Janssen, Subban, and Hamilton. Do you think they're getting better? I think they're getting better last few games.
I've always had the opinion when it comes to sports that, like, water always levels out, right? So if something is bad or good to start a season, you can normally expect it to go a little bit in the other direction, even if it's just a little bit. For example, the Devils' penalty kill early in the season was bad. When they took a penalty, you were like, oh, crap, they're going to give up the tying goal right now. Or, oh, crap, they're going to let this team get within one. Now you can be a little more confident that they're going to kill this penalty. The power play, okay, it took them 1 billion years to score the power play. Who did they score their first power play goal against? The Florida Panthers a couple weeks ago. So, to me, and it's the same thing when something's really good. If you're scoring on your power play at a 35% clip, you could probably expect it to regress to the mean just a little bit. So, I think their special teams are getting better, and they're going to need to be better if they want to really stay on the bubble for the Eastern Conference postseason contention.
Yeah. All right, so let's go over predictions. What are you predicting, Vinny?
Predicting. I feel like the last couple times without thinking about it, I said either 4-2 or 3-2 without thinking about it. So with no Barkov, Spencer Knight in net for the Florida Panthers, and we don't know who's in net for the Devils, I assume, unless it came out while we were talking, which I can obviously look at right now. I'm going to assume that maybe today will be a little more high scoring than normal. Hopefully, for the sake of pure entertainment, I'm going to go 5-4 New Jersey Devils.
I'm going 6-1. I don't know. They had an extra practice on Tuesday. I think the coach sent a message just based on all the reports, what happened in practice. I think they're going to come out flying. They're well rested. They know the Florida Panthers are good. I think they're going to bring their A game. I'm calling a 6-1 victory.
That's an interesting take, Sam. I wrote an article this morning for Pucks and Pitchforks about previewing this whole trip. And I know it sounds kind of chalk to say this, like, duh, of course they're going to be impact players. But I'm really expecting big nights from Dawson Mercer and Nico Hischier here. Playing down the middle is the key to success for the Devils, and creating and the young guys contributing and getting the wingers going. Those are the two guys I'm looking at mostly tonight to help try and get this win.
Yeah. Well, Richard in the YouTube Live says Brat Pack. What about that for a name? I like it.
The Brat Pack is interesting. I definitely like that a lot.
I think so. I think that works. Actually, I kind of like that. Brat Pack. You got Mac Black and Brat Pack.
I need Yegor Sharangovich to start scoring a lot more because there are so many possibilities with his name.
Agreed. All right. Well, wrapping up, we should get Andrew on. Is Andrew back there? We got to get Andrew.
Andrew,
Guy that
step
made this
onto the
happen.
mic. Andrew, where's
Yes.
Andrew?
Come on, Andrew. Where is Andrew? Where's Andrew, the owner? Come on up.
Hey, let's get some claps. Everybody, let's clap it up for Andrew.
He's getting set up right now.
Andrew rocking the old school Devil's Road.
Actually, it used to be the old school Devils home jersey.
True that.
Yeah,
true
the TV's over there. I couldn't fit it. We got so much equipment here. Yeah. Did you hear that, Vinny? Are you related
I
to
didn't.
Zach Parisi?
No, I am not. But it is the reason I'm a New Jersey Devils fan.
Number 9.
Oh, okay. Repurpose that number 9.
Yeah, and I was born on the 9th, so
Great
when
place
Parisi
you
was
got.
wearing 9 for the Devils, it fit.
Camera's over there. Yep, it's all right. Yep, it's a little confusing. But great place you got here. Thank you for inviting us. And I was really taken back because to tell the story, so we were playing in this backyard rink, and then the plane is flying by. He's like, "Yeah, I got you. I got a sign there." And I was like, and I literally didn't believe you. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever."
I was like, what's with this guy? I didn't care. I just moved. He's like,
So I'm acting like, okay, whatever, you know. And then he says it again, and Vinny, and I'll post it out on social media. It says, "Welcome, Sam Wu, Let's Go Devils podcast on the beach of Cocoa Beach, Florida." How cool is that?
That's awesome. What a welcome. Andrew, the Let's Go Devils podcast is so thankful. I'm so thankful to be involved. That is just so cool.
Yeah.
I was happy that you took your time out to come all the way out here.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a big Devils fan like you guys. I'm a little older than you, so I've been a Devils fan for a long time.
Yep.
And everyone thinks I'm crazy, and nobody knows what I'm talking about.
It's really a lifestyle. It's life. This is what we do. We're Devils fans. This is what we do. We go crazy for our
I
team.
told you in my business and New Jersey Devils.
So, one last thing. You're going to Amalie Arena on Saturday, right? So you're going to meet us there at Thunder Alley?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
awesome.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Ken Danko is going to be there. I'll try.
Mr. Devil.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Have you ever met Ken before?
I have not.
Yep.
I met Chico and Mike Emmerich.
Okay.
They used to
Yeah.
broadcast it. So did you see the picture I have with Chico in the bathroom?
No, I didn't.
I gotta show you.
Oh, okay.
Chico in the bathroom.
Got to take a picture of that and send him a text.
I met Dave Andrewchuk one time outside of Amalie Arena
Oh.
at the Devil game, and his bar used to be called Andrewchuk's right outside the arena.
Okay.
And he had 2 jerseys of every team he used to play for, except only 1 Devil jersey. So I go, how come you don't only have 1 Devil jersey? He goes, because Lou Lamoriello was a cheap son of a gun. I was like, wow, man, I have a sports bar on the East Coast. We play all the hockey games, blah, 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 and I gave him my card. And like 2 weeks later, I got a manila envelope from Dave Andrewchuk that said, to Sandbar with a Stanley Cup and a whole 9.
Wow.
So that dude was pretty cool, man.
That is awesome. Dave Andrewchuk, Hall of Famer. Yeah. Just, yeah. That's great. That's
And I want
great.
to thank all my friends for coming out.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming out. A lot of hockey fans, a lot of Devils fans.
My mom's got an old. Every year for Christmas, I get my staff a team jersey. This was one that I had made for looked just like Devil jersey.
Wow.
It was the best. I had a whole Devil team running around the arena.
Oh, that is I never would have expected this. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to Cocoa Beach, and my wife's like, Cocoa Beach? Where is that? Looking on the map, it's like that's where the space shuttles go up, stuff like that. And then I realized it's near Port Canaveral. That's where you go on your cruise and all that. I was like, I know that area, kind of.
Small town, but
Yeah.
appreciate you coming out,
Yep.
checking out our world out here.
Yep. Appreciate you, Andrew. Thank you very much. And we're going to close off. We'll be back live for Devils After Dark. Scotty from
Devils After Dark, Scotty. I got some stuff for you,
yeah.
man.
Sirius XM Liquid Metal. Thanks, guys. Thank you to Sandbar. Thank you to everybody that came out. We really appreciate it. Vinny, we're going to sign off. So we're,
Beat the Panthers
yeah,
today.
let's beat
go.
the Panthers.
You're much happier after a win. I know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in my reporter's voice. I'm like, Happy Devils Thursday.
When you're like, happy Devils So we need a W tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Saturday.
Thank you, Andrew and Vinny. So long, and trying to cue up the music here. It's hard to produce and be on air at the same time. But thank you, Andrew, and we're on our way. Thanks. Let's go Devils.